What's up, everybody? I'm Scott.
I'm Jason.
And you are listening to Liquid Kernedge. What's up, buddy?
Oh, man, we've had such a great response from last week's episode.
Wasn't it a killer show? I'll be honest. I thought it was going to be a shit show. I thought we were talking over each other. I thought it was just, I don't want to say we were sloppy. I was not a fan of what happened, but it turned out that it was pretty good.
Well, and I think that a lot of people could relate to our guest speaker, Stephanie,
Stephanie
and
amazing,
what she had to endure. We had a great time with her. We had a great response this week with all the calls and new people listening to the podcast.
Yeah,
so thank you so much to everyone who listened.
It was interesting because I got a lot of people that listen but don't normally say anything to me that texted me or sent me a message saying, "Hey, man, that was great. It was cool to hear that I'm not the only one living in a dating hell right now." And that was from across the country, not just here in our humble city. But we did want to clarify a few things because we did say if you did make it to the fourth date with Stephanie, we would pay for it. Jason and I do want to chaperone that date to make sure it is a proper date, and we are going to live tweet it.
I think it's
fair. If we're paying for it, we want to see it.
Yeah.
We don't want some random bullshit dates.
I don't know if we want to see all of the activities because she makes it the fourth date.
It's going down.
Some guy's getting lucky. I mean,
it's going down.
Some guy's getting lucky because that means that he's passed all of her tests.
Yeah.
The only test that's left is the test that we can't see all of it.
And I thought I had some tests, but I think her tests are way more strict than mine.
Oh, Stephanie's a very courageous woman, though.
She is, and
she said today that she might even go on some dates. Bad dates just to have more fodder for her podcast.
Stephanie's going to be a regular on the show.
That's a
loyal listener
and friend. Yeah. So.
And I want to point out that you were hesitant toward that, but I did push her in that direction, saying, "Hey,
take one for the team.
What's a cup of coffee? Take one for the team. Take copious mental notes. We want to see. We want to hear. We don't necessarily want to see it. We just want to hear how it goes down."
Yeah, I want to see how it goes, and we support you, Stephanie, in everything that you try to do.
Honestly, I think if we strap a GoPro camera to her, we could probably film one or two and put on the YouTube channel.
No, because there's too many times that she'll fall and trip, and then
true. She's
you'll have to. Oh my gosh, I can't believe the camera.
Any rate,
it's the holidays, baby.
It is the holidays.
I'm so excited.
We're going to switch over to our holiday topics. We got a great show tonight. We do want to thank Stephanie again. She will be a regular guest moving forward for us.
I look forward to hearing from Scott too, from Tom tonight, the executive producer on this one.
Yeah,
get him, call him up. Let's get him on board. Get him to see what he's saying.
He was fired up over the dating situation last week, man. He had a lot of comments towards us.
Well, there was a lot going on there. There was a lot. It was, as Stephanie says it eloquently, it was a hot mess, man. There was a lot going on.
Mess. Bad shit dates. I think that's what she called it.
Yeah, she called it bad shit dates. I had to clean it up a little bit. I said he did what? On the first date.
Exactly.
So, good
but
times.
that was a nice show to lead us into tonight's episode, the holidays.
It is the holidays.
We are in Thanksgiving week, my friend.
We have a lot of stuff going on for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's a time of great celebration with food and fun and friends and family.
Is it a big celebration, though? Because I remember as a kid, I loved Thanksgiving. Like, I know... Now kids are out for like Monday or Tuesday. They got we used to have a 4-day weekend and that was huge. Now the kids got like a 12-day weekend.
Yeah, they do that funky week, 2.5 weeks deal off, which is fine. I mean, if they want to do it, but I don't remember that. Like I said, I got the we got off Wednesday, Thursday, or work till school Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, and the weekend.
Yeah, and I'll be honest. I remember as a kid stores being closed. I didn't know what Black Friday was. I didn't know any of that stuff. And as an adult now, I'll be honest, I don't mind the time off, but man, I'll be honest, I'm not as big of a fan of Thanksgiving as I used to be.
Yeah, this is my mom's big holiday. She loves Thanksgiving. She loves making the turkey and stuffing and all the stuff that goes with that.
And I love the food. I do like the food. I mean, I'm a big fan of turkey. I don't eat stuffing or pecan pie except for this time of year. And I'm not a big sweets guy anymore, but man, I tell you what, I will have pecan pie this time of year, and
really,
I love pecan
boy,
pie.
Okay, well,
and cranberries too, man. I love fresh cranberry sauce and pecan pie and stuffing and the turkey. But if I could leave the drama between friends, family, and everything else out on the curb, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, well, and everyone has a different thing about Thanksgiving that they think back and remind of. What's your big childhood remembrance of Thanksgiving?
Oh man, we always did Thanksgiving at my parents' house growing up, and I just always remember like my grandparents would come, both of them when they were everyone was still alive. My cousins would come sometimes, and we'd have fun. We'd enjoy the day, and we'd eat, and we had to watch crappy football because, as always, the Lions and Cowboys are always on. And it was before we had a third football game, and
yeah, now they've really plagiarized it with. They've really plagiarized it now, putting just 3 games, so it's basically a Sunday
of football.
But this year it's going to be pretty tough,
it's
man.
a horrible game.
Actually, Detroit Vikings, that'll be a good game.
Will it?
Yeah.
Will it?
Yeah, that's the division right there.
I expect Minnesota to just walk all over them.
Okay.
I do. I could care less about the Chargers and Cowboys and the Giants and Redskins. Please.
Well, yeah,
That's
I'm not saying all of them were
waiting to
good. No,
happen.
I'm not saying all of them were good, but I did think that that one was that first game's going to be a good one.
Yeah. That's when everyone's doing the prep work for the big holiday dinner.
Yeah, for me, we lived in Alaska, so Thanksgiving it was winter time, it was dark, so there wasn't a lot of. Usually there was snow on the ground, so the smells of the food cooking in a warm house as we were celebrating watching football.
There is a certain feel to how the holidays are. There's a certain feel to like how Thanksgiving Day is and how Christmas Day is because you can smell the foods and the cakes and all the little delicious things.
Was your mom a big baker? Like, did she like to bake?
My grandma always did the pies.
Okay, your grandma always did the pies?
My grandma, she was not a very good cook, rest in peace, but my God, could she bake.
She could bake some pies and desserts.
That woman was just the best dessert, baker in the world, and I miss that terribly because I still remember her chocolate chip cookies. There's something about a way. I think when you become a grandma, you get that automatic recipe that whatever your chocolate chip cookie is, it's amazing. I can't explain it because my mom and my brother and I would make.
It's the pinch of love. Man.
It is. It's the pinch of love. Because we'd make them growing up, and they never tasted as good. as Grandma.
Never
tasted as good as Grandma's cookies.
And my mom wasn't really a baker. Like, she liked to cook. Like, she cooked a really good turkey. She made really good gravy, like real good stuffing. But the pies were always store bought. Yeah. Always store bought. And you remember the days, it was always the Wednesday before the grocery store was completely packed because everyone was buying their food and getting all their fixins and stuff like that.
It's funny. It wasn't until my late 20s where it finally dawned on me what Black Friday actually was and how crowded everything was and the shopping the day before, during, and after Thanksgiving. Not that I just didn't pay attention to it. I never had to cook for it. Christmas shopping for me, and I'm a millennial, so everything was pretty much done online.
Okay.
Or I lived in Phoenix for college, so it was, easy access, and you didn't notice the issues of waiting in long store lines in small towns like we have here today.
Yeah, no, we didn't have any of that in Alaska because we were, our igloo was about 13 miles out from the town. Mm-hmm. So usually warming up the dog sled and getting that ready to go.
How did you warm up the dog? Did you have to rub the husky bellies?
Oh yeah. Like we had a dog, Euktuk, which his name was Spot in English, but in native Euktuk was his name, and he was my boy. I remember one time we were out in the tundra going after walrus for our Thanksgiving feast, and
because they couldn't ship turkey up there.
Well, the problem was, really, you couldn't really shoot because the freezing temperature
would stop the bullet
right in air, like it would freeze and just fall to the ground. So we actually had spears, and we would go out. Euktuk and I would go out, and we'd go out on the tundra looking for walrus because, like I said, we don't have turkey. Yeah. You have to eat what you have.
That's true.
So usually, we had about a 400-pound walrus.
How much meat was in that? How much blubber was there?
Well, that's the problem is you got to fight through the blubber part, and then you got to get to just the meat. So for about a 400-pound walrus, you get about maybe 10 pounds, maybe 12.
Wow.
But you know what the best tradition we had? We would cut the walrus open. We would pull out the still beating warm heart, and we'd take a bite. And it was so good because, it's like negative 100 degrees.
The story just got dark. I was running with it, but this turned into Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and it got real dark.
So, obviously, me. Yeah. I have lists.
Yeah,
I have lists. I love lists. And we have a couple different lists that we can go with. We can either go with the top 12 foods that you have to have at Thanksgiving, or we can go with the top 10 traditions that are just worth keeping going as long as we possibly can.
They all sound like bullshit lists, which Tom is going to love to rip on us for.
Well, and he can talk to us later.
I can actually see him rolling his eyes from the Phoenix metro area right now as we talk about this. But you know what? Let's talk about the traditions you're going to pass on, because I also...
Oh, good!
And to pay my homage to you and the holidays, I have created my own list.
Okay.
Of
all right, top 10 Scott Kern new traditions.
My holiday traditions, my Thanksgiving holiday traditions.
And I've decided to pick a list that I know you will totally enjoy because you like some of my lists. Like when we did the 7 steps of a breakup.
Oh, that's bullshit.
And we had write in your journal and dance in the rain.
That's bullshit squared right there. Oh my God.
So Thanksgiving offers a great opportunity to pass traditions on to your family, and some were passed on to you.
Yes.
So let's see if you can kind of relate to any of these. Okay.
Okay.
10 Thanksgiving traditions worth passing on.
Okay. Number 1.
Watching football.
Well, duh.
Okay, so that's a given. Like, that's going to happen no matter what.
Even if it's bad football, like most Lions or Cowboys games are, in my opinion, I will mute it and put on music, but I'll still have it on in the background.
Oh, I remember we would have people over for Thanksgiving, and the guys would watch football, and the women would cook. And there was not even a problem with that. I mean, that was just a tradition. That one's going to go for a while.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that in the early days, Thanksgiving football was actually reserved for high school and college teams. And then that kind of went away. And the Detroit Lions owner in 1947...
William Clay Ford.
No, it was his name was something else. It wasn't the Fords at that time. But he actually wanted a game against the Bears just so he could prove that his team was a good team. And then that's why the Detroit Lions play every.
So that's how we got stuck
every
with the Lions
Thanksgiving. 1947. So you can blame them. So that's always a big one. That's just a given. That's always gonna. Sorry, that's always gonna happen. Obviously, giving thanks. Like you sit around the table, you hold hands, and what are we thankful for? What has the year given us that we can be thankful for? What do you think?
Yeah. Next. Let's go with that. That's why it's called Thanksgiving.
How about a family football game?
Yeah, listen. If you did that in my family, there'd be so much, animosity taken out on each other. It wouldn't be fun. It would be a shit show.
When I was in college, though, friends of ours would do a football game right before the Super Bowl. So we would go out to some park or something, play football.
One last hurrah.
And then one last hurrah, and then watch the Super Bowl.
That makes sense. I like that.
But
if a family football game in my family just wouldn't work. Well, my family is not the most athletically prone group of individuals.
Oh, didn't you want to tackle Grandma one last time?
Yeah. Listen, that's the last thing I need is Grandma spearing me when I'm not looking, breaking my ribs.
Or breaking a hip.
Exactly. What's next?
Grandma's broken a hip.
What's next?
A rake and a pile of leaves.
Shut the fuck up.
What better way to trick your family into doing some loathsome chore? Challenge them to see how big of a pile of leaves they can muster in the front yard, and then dive into it. When you're done, your yard work won't be any worse than when you started.
What kind of Dudley Do-Right family does that, man? We're in Arizona.
Dude,
you don't break up cactus needles.
Yeah, let's put the cactus needles in a big pile and jump in there, little Johnny. Okay, Dad.
That is dumb. What's next?
Get into the Christmas spirit. Thanksgiving is the start of the holiday season, so why not get in the Christmas spirit too? You can start listening to Christmas music and watch Miracle on 34th Street.
Now, I will say,
as you enjoy leftovers from the day's feast.
I will say this. I do appreciate that Thanksgiving is the start of the Christmas season.
Yeah.
I do not like how soon they put out Christmas stuff now. It drives me nuts.
Oh.
I hate it. I hate seeing it before Halloween even.
Are they doing it even before the Black Friday?
Black Friday stuff's out already now. You can do Black Friday online all this week. But I share my office with Ben, who works for me. And last week, he started playing Christmas music in the office. And you know how big our office is. It's not that big. And the nice thing about Ben and I is I can be unfiltered and vice versa. And I just looked at him and I said, "What the fuck are you doing?"
I hear those sleigh bells ringing, jing, jing, jingling.
That's it. He's very excited. Ben has two beautiful girls and a wife. He's a family man, and he's
that's what he loves.
That's what he loves. He's like, I'm just getting the Christmas spirit. I got that song stuck in my head. I just want to hear it. Like, well, then put your headphones in, man, because I don't want to hear this shit till next Friday. After Thanksgiving, you can play it all you want to your heart's content. Until then, I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'll put on death metal.
I can't wait to hear your list of traditions that need to take over. Sorry. So are you more of a Black Friday or Cyber Monday type of person?
Man, anymore it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Cyber Monday, though, they give some smoking deals.
Yeah,
dude.
But they're giving out deals already, so I'm not even quite sure.
Okay.
Like, I think now it's just everything's on sale.
Okay.
Here's last year's shit. Making room for this year's stuff.
All right. How about this tradition? Make a wish.
Oh, shut up. I clearly
No, the wishbone, you fuck.
Okay, I'm very cynical
Wow.
about the holiday
You
traditions
and
here.
Tom. Boy, I'm going to hear it today on the notes. Known as the lucky break, the tradition of tugging on either end of a fowl's bone to win the larger piece and its accompanying wish dates back to the Estruscans of 322 BC.
I have won many a bone pulling for the wishbone.
Do you have a strategy?
Yeah, you grab it and you pull. The problem is, though, the wish they say, it doesn't come true 9 times out of 10.
Really?
Yeah. I've never
So
had
Scarlett
go-
Johansson never came in, was naked in your bed.
I wait every Thanksgiving night. It's like
See-
the Great Pumpkin, and there I am. It just doesn't happen.
Dude, that's bullcrap.
I'm telling you, bro.
That's one that I think is done every year. You know, our problem is, though, we cut the turkey, we put it out because you're supposed to let it dry, and then we forget to pull it for
Yeah,
like
usually
2
I pull it
days.
about January because I find it after everything. That's the problem.
Yeah, so it kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
But it's a nice tradition. I would keep
it's
it.
not bad.
I would keep it.
What's the next one?
Run a turkey trot. It is great exercise. You don't have to feel guilty about all that turkey you'll eat later, and it's for a good cause. Usually it's for a charity.
I used to help a guy that I worked with run the turkey trot here locally for a couple years, and I would always go out for Wild Turkey Wednesday, which is on my list. We'll talk about here in a little bit. But I would be out till 2 or 3 in the morning. I have to meet him at 5 a.m. Downtown.
Have you ever
Freezing
run a
cold.
turkey trot?
No, man. I'm 6'1", 250 pounds. I don't run.
Oh, okay.
Not unless
I've
I
run
have
them.
to.
They're fun. They're
Yeah,
good.
I know. You used to run
But
them.
they're also it's kind of scary because like last year I ran because I was by myself. And so it was kind of like, I don't have anyone to celebrate Thanksgiving with this year.
That's a very sad story.
What a loser.
For the record, though, you were invited to multiple houses last year.
I was. And I think I went to someone's. I think
you went to Ralph's or JP's.
No, I didn't go to Ralph's. Oh, I went to JP. No, I did go. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
I went to JP's first, his mom's, and then I went to Ralph's. That's a tradition right there. People like openly invite you into their
yeah.
homes.
Oh, yeah.
Did your parents ever leave the like at Christmas or Thanksgiving the dish for the stranger or the person who just you leave like an open place setting for for a stranger?
That's one thing I get from my grandma. My grandma was probably one of the most charitable women I've ever met, and that's where I got a lot of what I do from her. She never met a stranger, and every Thanksgiving or Christmas, if you had nowhere to go, she would invite you out to her place or over to ours.
Yeah.
And there's always people that were new to town or their spouses just passed or they're just alone for whatever reason. She'd invite them over and treat them like family, and that's I think it's a very sweet thing. I'm glad she passed it on to me. I'm not sure if my brother picked up on it. But
Wow. Well, we'll get his take later
on
the
it.
show.
I haven't dialed up here on the
Wow,
on the
what a
computer.
great segue. Delivered to a family in need. Some people choose to express their gratitude by giving back to the community. Adopt a less fortunate family in your area, buy them a Thanksgiving dinner and with all the trimmings, and deliver it to their home.
I know it sounds bad. I feel like it's more of a Christmas thing.
I've seen it both.
Yeah.
I've seen it both, but usually the Christmas thing is where you bring the presents.
Present and the food.
Yeah, but mostly the presents.
Yeah, I get
Have you
that.
ever done that to a home where you walk in and it's like, they've got a nicer house than I do?
Yeah.
Like I've had that happen twice where I said I really want a family that we're gonna buy gifts for, and we drive up to the person's house and they have the 15-foot Christmas tree with all the lights and they're in a really beautiful home. It's like, wait, did I get screwed here? Who are these people?
On the opposite, you remember a few years ago on Christmas Eve, you, JP, and I delivered some presents for some needy kids.
Yeah.
And we took us out to a very poor part of town, and it was literally I won't say it was like a hovel, but there was like the door was a shower curtain.
Yeah, well, it wasn't.
And it
remember,
was
it wasn't closed.
like a shanty almost.
Yeah, and there was was that the one with the old guy or the woman?
That was the woman, and it was it was bad.
Yeah, it was sad to me.
Yeah.
That was a sad one. That
Yeah.
was a really sad one. But the feeling is good. The feeling is good though. It feels good to be out there giving. And believe me, one time my dad did one of those for Christmas, and you should have seen these people. I mean, they were living in a Slav, I don't know, whatever a bad place to live is.
Slum,
shithole.
Slav. I think a Slav is slang for Yugoslavic, but
Maybe it was a shithole. And there was a young couple with 4 kids, and they had 3 presents, not 4, one for each kid, but 3 presents. They had the oldest child didn't get a present, and then the 3 youngest kids got a present, and we're talking age for like 2 to 9.
oh, wow.
Yeah, they had nothing. They didn't even have a tree. I mean, that's how bad it was. And we came in with the presents, and we came in with all the stuff, and the mom is just bawling. I can't believe you did that. It made us feel good.
Yeah, you get those every so often. I'm sorry. The other hosts of the show are going nuts tonight. We have a special guest walking in a little bit late. Our buddy Brian is here tonight. Brian, we are talking about Thanksgiving traditions.
Good, guys. How you guys doing?
What? Velvet voice, you got competition,
I
man.
know,
This guy
right?
sounds good.
He does. Well, that's what someone said earlier today. Is you're the looks, I'm the voice of the show. So,
Well, now we got both. That's not good.
yeah,
that is
that means
not good.
that means I'm the replaceable one.
That's right.
You are.
Which is damn, dude. Hey, well, it was nice having Brian on the show.
Yeah, you're out now, buddy. You're out.
Just before, we were talking about family traditions, and
Yeah.
was there a disclaimer about whether or not the man in the red suit exists or not?
No, not yet.
Oh.
That's Christmas. We haven't gotten.
We
there
haven't
yet.
got. We might.
We're still discussing
We might have to
Thanksgiving.
do Christmas on a different episode because we're this one's a pretty detailed one. So we start off with just what do you remember as a kid? You know, what kind of events do you remember as a kid?
He looked up a dumbass traditions list on the internet right now that we're going through. And we're talking about, and I created my own list for this episode too, so we'll talk about my list whenever we finish this one. But I've rolled my eyes and I've cussed a lot about what he said so far. There's a lot of dumb things on here.
There's not. Making a wish with a wish.
When
bone,
is
that's
the
a bad tradition?
When is the last time you raked up a pile of leaves on Thanksgiving and then went and jumped in them?
Well, we don't have leaves here, but I've done it once. I did it in Michigan.
What's next on the list?
I saw it on TV once.
I saw it on TV once. Watched the Macy's Thanksgiving
Next.
Day Parade.
Shut up.
No, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is a tradition that actually began in 1924 and has grown into an annual event of balloons, bands, and floats enjoyed by more than 46 million people each year in person and on TV. Whether in person or on TV, watch with family or friends to get the day started.
Fun fact, when I was in New Orleans, we went to Kern's Mardi Gras World, where they do all the floats for Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
And they do 70% of all the major parades in the world, too, for their floats.
And they're Kern.
Kern.
K-E-R-N?
K-E-R-N.
And they're family members.
Well, they're distant cousins.
Okay.
So,
Allegedly.
we're all related at some point. Thanks, Ancestry Farm, whatever the hell that Ancestry Tree, Lending Tree.
Have you ever watched the Macy's Day Parade?
My mom watches it religiously.
I can
don't
tell
care.
you, I have never watched it.
Usually I
I'm
sleep
out.
through it or I'm at the turkey trot helping.
It's in the background most of the time.
Yeah.
But it's always in the morning, isn't it? Like 8 o'clock or something like that?
Yeah. They're not going to have it like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when everyone's half tanked. That's when they should have it because I love a good parade when I'm drunk.
Well, football's on.
Well, yeah, but it's the Cowboys. No one cares.
True.
Wow,
See?
good point.
See? What's next on the list?
And the final thing, number 10, turkey and all its trimmings. Turkeys have been a part of Thanksgiving dating back centuries. According to the National Turkey Federation, 95% of Americans eat turkey at Thanksgiving. Of course, there are regional twists that offer variations on the traditional roasted bird. Coffee rubbed turkey from Hawaii, salt encrusted turkey from New England, and deep fried turkey from the South.
I would like to try
Whether
a
you
coffee rubbed
go
turkey.
with the flow or start a tradition of your own, the decision is up to you.
I'm going to have to try a coffee rubbed turkey, number one. But let's go back to the point where there's the National Turkey Federation.
That's a thing.
That's a thing?
It is.
Is that a
And
wrestling?
shout out,
Is that a
shout
wrestling
out.
thing,
Hey,
or is
maybe
that
we can do a Skype with one of them too.
Yeah, exactly?
Oh, that'd be great. So does one have a business card if you're the president of said federation?
Yeah, I want to meet the president of the National Turkey Federation.
Because I'm wondering, like, it's federation, so it sounds so official. Like, it can't be an association. Federation, like, it should be like
That means there
Jean-Luc
are,
Picard and like
there are multiple associations to make a federation.
I've got to ask this question: what do the other 5% do? If they
Ham.
don't eat turkey,
I'd say ham, prime rib.
okay.
prime rib.
Oh, prime rib's good too.
Once you get to the holiday season, the food you can almost interchange it for what it is.
Now,
And
do you believe that once the holiday starts, that the average of the 5 to 10 pounds of gained weight in the next 2 months is accurate?
I think if you don't take care of what yourself, yeah, I think if you're just eating and not worrying about the cookies and the cakes and the candies and the rich foods.
watching
booze.
the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade.
Yeah, every time I see that giant Smurf, makes me want to go get
So
a blueberry
at
pie.
the end of Thanksgiving, do you have to unbutton your pants?
No.
So you don't eat that much.
No, I
Sweatpants.
have stretchy pants. Yeah. See, yeah,
Sweatpants.
yeah.
That's good, too.
You wear sweatpants, you're good to go.
That's good too.
No, I used to love like filling up on Thanksgiving dinner back in my younger days, and now it's not such a big deal anymore. I'm more health conscious this year or these past couple of years, so I don't load up like I used to.
All right. Well, so you pissed on every single one of these. Why don't you go through the current family traditions that you want to pass on?
I
to
haven't
our
I
listeners?
haven't pissed on all of them, just most of them.
Whatever. Most.
Well, what was on top there?
Oh,
What did I miss?
so let's see.
While
You
he's loading
missed,
up his iPhone.
you missed giving thanks. Family football game. You ever played a family football game where you throw at the ground?
That usually turns to violence.
See, if you could see the look on Brian's face right now, you know I'm not the only one rolling my eyes.
Watching football, that's a given. Rake in a pile of leaves. You ever done that where you jump in a?
There's no leaves.
But if
even in high school when I was in Prescott, there's pine leaves. So it's like it's a never-ending war.
Yeah.
Getting in the Christmas spirit, playing Christmas music, and watching Miracle on 34th Street.
Don't get me started on Christmas stuff prior to Thanksgiving. That's a whole nother.
We talked about that right before you walked in.
And then making a wish with the bone.
No.
Running a turkey trot. Now, because now those
I
are
can
bigger
get
now.
behind that
Those
as
are
far as
bigger now.
exercise.
You
I can get behind
exercise.
that one.
They're doing that a lot. And then delivering to a family in need. We did it one year with the Elks, right? Wasn't it the Elks?
Yeah.
And we walked in. One old guy, I think that guy was cool. The
Yeah, he
old
was
guy.
grateful for it.
He was really thankful for it. And
JP almost get eaten by a Rottweiler too?
yeah, there was one where we delivered the food and the dog started chasing. Fucking Pemberton's running.
Is there a beeper button?
No, we
there's
don't.
no censor.
We're
on the internet. They
we're
can't censor
explicit.
us.
We're explicit.
I've already dropped enough F-bombs tonight to cover my 2018 quota.
When you talk about giving to a family in need, probably I want to say 2004 when I got out of the military. My parents were out of town, so me and my two brothers and a friend of ours decided to go. We were living in Fort Mojave at the time. We decided to go cross the river to Needles and go to a church and help serve it.
Oh, okay.
So I've done that.
That's good though.
So,
That's in the same vein. Okay, so this list is shit.
I'm not saying it's shit.
Let's
It's just not my cup of tea.
It's a list.
So let's hear Scott's traditions, the top 10 traditions that should be part of every single person's
Are
Thanksgiving.
these Kern family traditions, or you just made these up?
These are my traditions.
Okay.
This is the Scott Kern Liquid Kernedge holiday Thanksgiving top 10 traditions.
top 10 Thanksgiving?
Okay, can we add coffee rubbed turkey to that?
Oh, no, but we're gonna have to try that because that sounds really good.
I've smoked a turkey before.
Yeah, that's
and
what
I'm on board with that now.
Yeah, I'm smoking a turkey on Friday. Just
I like
for
the
fun.
boiled the fried turkey.
But
That's
the
good
coffee
too.
rub turkey just sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I've had coffee rub steak that's really good. The turkey's a nice.
Let's buy a small one.
Yeah, we'll
After
get a small.
Thanksgiving,
We'll get a
when
small.
they're
We'll
on
do
sale.
that. We'll talk
Okay.
about that in the show.
All right.
My top 10 list. Number 1, drink a lot. Family comes to town. Family drama inevitably pops up. Friends come to town. So what's the best way to do it? You drink.
Now, is it beer or hard alcohol?
Yes.
Well, tomorrow being
Wild Turkey Wednesday. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. That's on the list also. But during the dinner, before the dinner, since no one's working, it's okay to have a little shot of something to warm you up in the morning. Because
I have to admit, it is kind of fun just to be sipping all day.
if you're sipping all day, you get that steady buzz going. You're okay.
Okay.
And I'll tell you a story about my great grandma on a Christmas special. Remind me about gin soaked raisins, and I'll tell you an amazing story.
All right, that'll work. That'll work.
Number 2, game nights with family and friends.
So is that after football?
Yeah, after football, if the game sucks, like this year, the Giants and Redskins, no one cares.
What kind of games? Card games?
Card games, board games, drinking games.
Okay.
I've had plenty of nights at my old house, where friends would come over after they did their early Black Friday shopping, and we would stay up hanging out, just drinking, playing games, and having a good time all night.
Wow, that
That's
sounds
fun.
like fun.
Well, Cards Against Humanity with your parents because they can see what kind of monsters they raise.
Exactly. I don't want my parents ever to see that game, so because I'm afraid my mom's gonna pull out the cards and we know our automatic winners, and I don't have to say that with my mom, in the room.
What is
I would be interesting to see your dad.
Yeah,
Jizz
yeah. I don't
guzzling?
want them to read any of that stuff.
Hey, Scott says.
Exactly. All right. Next is after the meal has been eaten, you can say the holidays are officially kicked off. It's okay to watch a holiday-themed movie at that point to kick the season off, to get you in the mood. If the games aren't what you want to see, I recommend Home Alone, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, something that you enjoy to watch. It's a holiday movie.
Okay, that'll work.
We used to watch South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut every Thanksgiving night when I was in college.
I'm
My
waiting
early
for
20s.
one. I'm waiting for one movie for you to mention.
What's that?
Die Hard.
Die Hard is another Christmas movie.
That's a good Christmas.
That's
But it's Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's a Thanksgiving
That's a good
movie.
one. That's a great Thanksgiving movie.
Those
Die Hard.
aren't pillows.
I don't generally watch Die Hard until December. I wait till everything's on break for TV.
Yippee-ki-yay, a motherfucker.
Motherfucker. The Nakatomi Building,
The Nakatomi Plaza.
Argyle. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I don't care
When
if
Hans falls,
Yeah.
that's like New Year's Eve and the balls drop. Hans
it's-
falls, it's Christmas season.
exactly. It's the new year is upon us. Thank you, Alan Rickman.
Oh, that's funny. Okay,
Yeah, for those that do want to argue about Die Hard not being a holiday movie, they can go suck it because it is totally a Christmas movie.
It is.
it is a Christmas movie.
Oh, yes. Next on my list, Black Friday shop as a team.
Oh, as a team.
As a team. In our social circle, there's about 8 or 9 of us at any given point in time. And a few years back, and we've done this a few times, if we know there are certain things we have to get at Walmart before they're gone, we will go, we will stand on the lines, and we will put people at different points of the store to get what we need. And you get as many as you can, and you come back to the middle. There was one year Noreen bought 9 crock pots.
9 crock pots. All $10.
$10 crock pots.
She had
you
3 carts. No. She had 3 carts with crock pots.
We all needed a crock pot. She loaded us, and she got in there, and she was throwing bows, man.
Didn't you have to pick up the Rod Stewart
Christmas CD for her? Yeah. I looked at her and said,
only one. Though.
I looked at her and it's like, you can get this on iTunes. She's like, yeah, it's not for me. It's for my sister or whatever.
Yeah.
She doesn't have that.
Get her a gift card.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The Rod Smith iTunes or Rod Stewart.
Next on the list, drink. Now we're just...
Oh, in case we forgot by the time we've had enough of that.
No, well,
I didn't remember what his first thing was, so I'm glad he reminded us.
The first one was just drinking because you're around family and you have to deal with the whole day of Thanksgiving. Now you're into the long weekend. Hey, man, we're not working. There's a lot of football on, college, pro. Let's crack a beer. Let's have a shot. Let's have a good time. All right? We could sip on some tequila and watch some rivalry games. It's the Territorial Cup on Saturday. It's Arizona State. I get down for that game. So
nice. Okay, so you're really going to have to be hungover to get into that, though. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Drink. Okay.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Next on the list, go out to the annual high school reunion at the bars, otherwise known as Wild Turkey Wednesday. Here in our little mecca of my hometown. Any given Thanksgiving Eve, anyone that rolls into town to see their family inevitably ends up at the bars. You can find anyone that's graduated high school and is over the age of 21 to the ages of 45 at any given bar on Thanksgiving Eve. You can say hi, you can get your fill of them. It used to be a pretty big deal. Now with the invention of social media, now you know what bars to avoid because pictures are getting posted all the time.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
And, yeah. Next. This is the one that really bonded us as a family, was the Thanksgiving sandwich.
Thanksgiving sandwich.
The Thanksgiving sandwich.
Do we have enough time to tell the story?
We have plenty of time.
We've got plenty of time.
This is our podcast. We have plenty of time.
Okay, we have plenty of time. So we, about 8 years ago, maybe?
5 years ago.
5 years
I posted
ago?
it last week. It was 5 years ago.
5 years ago. Well, we started doing Thanksgiving, a friend's Thanksgiving.
Friendsgiving?
Yeah, Friendsgiving, right.
Sure.
Where we all got together. Usually it was either the week before or the week after.
We tried to find a time when
everyone was around. So we do a full Thanksgiving dinner as if we were doing it with our families. And one Thanksgiving, we're over at our friend's Dean's house, and we have a ton of food. I mean, there's turkey. He bought turkey and ham, and we got potatoes, and someone brought
We had all
yams,
the trimmings.
all the trimmings. I don't remember what you brought, like a
Which was on the list.
Yeah, which was on the list.
Yeah.
It was all this food, and
I didn't
then
piss
there
on
was
that one, though.
there was this big French loaf, uncut French loaf.
It's my favorite part of the story.
And so Noreen's looking around, and Scott, do we need to cut that for the dinner? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay. So we eat the dinner. We had a great time. Everyone's having fun. We're playing games. We're doing all of it. And then all of a sudden, Scott stands up and walks away. And I said, oh, okay. I don't know where he's going. He goes in the kitchen. He gets this French loaf of bread. And I'm going to probably butcher it a little bit, but this is what it looked like to me. So Scott has a knife, and he's literally cutting the bread right down the middle, and he opens it up. He goes to the refrigerator, takes out all the turkey,
sandwich, not sandwich slices.
Loading all of the leftover turkey and ham on this sandwich. He's got the potatoes, he's got everything. This sandwich basically took all of Dean's leftovers.
Not all
gone.
It's a good portion of them.
The main part, the best part.
I didn't
Dean was left with the brown meat. Okay, so that tells you what Scott was doing, and we were all in shock as he's like putting all this sandwich together, and like, what are you doing? Nothing. I'm making a sandwich. I was like, wow, dude. And I remember Dean was like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, it's very reminiscent of, I don't know if you've ever seen the Rod Dangerfield his film Back to School.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When he makes that sandwich and asks the guy, here, put your hand here.
Oh, yeah.
He's like scooping out the extra bread.
I learned this from that chef.
That sandwich is probably got 6-7 inches tall, is all said and done. And I had
he scooped out the bread.
So he could put more stuff in there.
I had to push it down, and they wrapped it in tinfoil. just to get it all packed together because you want all the cranberry sauce to mix in.
Yeah.
So for a long time, the Thanksgiving sandwich was my tradition.
Just as a note to everyone out there, if you're going to invite Scott over, whatever your turkey and ham requirements are, you want double that if you see a French loaf.
I will say publicly that those days are actually gone. They're done.
Yeah, you don't do that.
I don't do that. I don't.
We taught you though because he didn't know that before he met us.
I'm more carb conscious about this stuff anymore. So next on the list,
sorry,
number 8,
rake and leaves.
Football.
Oh.
We've already touched on this, man.
Yeah, well, that's a tradition. I don't think it ever goes
I'm not
away
a
from
Lions
us.
fan. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I'm a football fan. So even if the game is bad, I'll still have it on a mute in the background while we're talking or cooking or whatever else. Plus, there are college games on Thanksgiving and Friday and Saturday now, too. So
The whole weekend is going to be filled with games,
football.
yeah.
Right.
Big games, too.
So there's always a game on to watch.
Okay.
Number 9 on the list.
Drink. No.
Drink. Christmas tree decorating, if you're into that kind of shit. I am a single man that lives alone. I'm not into the decorating thing.
I see Scott having the Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
Actually, I do have the tree.
Well, perfect.
I do have that tree.
I see it.
Last-
The one that's pre-lit, you just kind of plug it in. Like, there you go.
Last year, JP was living with me, and that's what we did on Thanksgiving night. We both came home. He came in from his mom's house, and I came home. I got the tree out of the box. I put it up with this little ledge right here and hung the ball, and that was that.
Oh wow, yeah. We haven't put up a Christmas tree in forever. Once the kids grow up, it's like,
Yeah. I thought about getting one of those wreaths this year that at least have the pine smell through the house. I might
that'd
have
be
that.
That would be a fake one light candle.
Yeah, I might do that.
That'd be good.
I'll go get a Yankee Candle or Gold Canyon. That'll do the same thing.
Right.
wow.
And number 10 on the list, go see the big movie coming out.
Okay, so I don't know if the big movie Star Wars isn't coming out
Star Wars
this
is
week.
Christmas. Star Wars is Christmas.
Christmas.
That's
Okay,
the
so
middle.
that's not coming out.
Justice League came out last week. That's going to be the big holiday movie, but I think it's already tanked. So it's going to be a competition between Thor, Justice League, and actually the Murder on the Orient Express is picking up steam too.
Again.
Okay. Which I read today they're making a sequel. They're making the African Nile.
Yeah, the Death on the Nile
Death
is
of the
the
Nile is
next
going to be a
book.
sequel to that. Yeah.
Scott, I think that it's probably very good fodder for our listeners to, if they want to comment on either the current traditions or the traditional traditions of Thanksgiving, at Liquid Kernedge.
On Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram.
Share us if you like this episode and reminiscent of all the great traditions that are out there, either new or old.
I like how whimsical you get when you talk about traditions.
Hey, man, I love traditions.
I know you do.
They make us remember the past with fond memory.
Yeah, just like your 4th of July traditions. We'll get into that at another day.
You know what? I think that what would be a good idea, we'll release this episode for Thanksgiving, but I think our next episode, we'll release the Christmas version of this discussion.
Perfect.
We might have some good lists. We might have Santa Claus. Brian, if you want to hang around with us, record with us, we could definitely use you. You'll be a double guest.
I got time.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wonderful. Part 2.
Brian might even make a list.
Part 2.
Do you hear that, Tom? We're going to have lists upon lists upon
no.
lists.
We have
Oh,
lists.
dang it.
Somebody got a message.
we were supposed to have Tom on the show here tonight.
Tom,
I'm sorry. We
we
ran
can't
into
fit you
time.
in. We can't fit you in,
But we're
buddy.
going to record again here in a few minutes.
Hey, but happy Thanksgiving, buddy.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
He's going to roll through town, have a piece of turkey, and then roll off to the dunes. So
On a serious note, though, we want to wish all our listeners a happy Thanksgiving.
Be safe.
We are thankful for your guys listening to us and giving us great ideas and helping us to try to make an enjoyable, entertaining show. So thank you for that.
And hopefully you're listening to this while you're preparing Thanksgiving dinner. So I hope it's delicious. Enjoy the time with your friends and your family. And like Jason said, I can't thank you guys enough for listening to us and letting us be a piece of your life for a couple hours a week. So with that being said, I'm Scott.
I'm Jason. And as always, if you never know quite what to say, just have yourself some Liquid Kernedge.